So during the beginning of my 8th grade year in middle school, I got braces, and back then I had thought braces were so tough, bro. Like, I just had this weird idea of braces giving you like mad aura, like getting braces was like a plus 30 in attribute points or something. So while sitting there in the dentist chair and they were getting everything ready, I was like, hell yeah, you feel me? Like, I thought these braces would low-key get me huzz for some reason. So most of the nervousness about getting metal sheets held together by literal wire glued to my mouth rock, it wasn't there. But I was naive. I didn't know what was to come, you feel me? So after I had my mouth held open for at least an hour and a half, they got all my brackets onto my teeth and I could finally close my mouth, which was hella sore by the way, and I low-key thought they were done. So I got to go to the bathroom and look at my teeth, which kind of look like this. Now if you know, you know, but there's something missing, right, that I was about to acquire, which crushed my dreams of being free of this place. So I went back to the room and they put my wire in, which they literally just get a long strand of wire and stick it in between the brackets and then just cut off the extra length to even it out. And not gonna lie, when they cut off the first end, the snapping sound the metal made me think they just cut off one of my teeth. So I was sitting there like, what the hell? Because it was mad loud. And then finally, after what felt like years in that room, I was done. And I forgot to mention, they asked what color I wanted my bracket, and I hope you can all guess what I said. So after getting back to school, I was like, ladies, if I show you my braces, will you leave me alone type shit. But no, sadly the braces ain't get me any huzz, but I looked good. Well, as good as my 8th grade shop version of myself could look, especially with my trash ass fits I had on, because I wasn't shopping on Anime Express, where I could have found hoodies, pants, Japanese streetwear, t-shirts, basically just a load of very cool anime themed apparel, which would have just made me look 10 times tougher, bro. So use the code JACEMATIONS10 at checkout for a discount. But having braces came with many side quests, like a long list of food couldn't eat. Now, like most people who have had braces, I took that as a suggestion and not an actual rule. Like, I ate whatever I wanted, which led to all kind of fun stuff happening. Like one time in particular, I had a little too crunchy food, and while chewing, I felt like a metallic crunch in my mouth. Now that's the last thing you want to hear while having braces. So I spit out whatever I was chewing and a whole bracket popped out, and I was like, oh shit, because at this point I've already had like rubber bands break off, but an entire bracket coming out of my mouth, like popping off of my teeth, that was like next level oh shit moment while having braces. So I literally just threw it away, and I was like, okay, when I go back to the dentist in like, 2 weeks, I'm just gonna tell them, like a tragic accident happened and my bracket just disappeared or something like that, because that's what I did for everything else. When anything goes wrong with your braces, just tell them you don't know what happened and it wasn't your fault, even if it was, you feel me? But besides things possibly breaking off inside your mouth while having braces, but overall having braces was like hella calm. Like the only thing I didn't like was when I went to get them tightened, which was basically the dentist screwing my brackets tighter onto my teeth to help them move around. And like every time they did tighten them, like my 4 bottom teeth that got tightened, it would hurt like hell during and after, but only those 4 bottom teeth because they're like hella sensitive or something. But besides the overall soreness of having braces, after like the first year, I didn't even feel them on my teeth. And then like year 2 came by, and then the braces became like an extension of my teeth, and I got used to the whole routine of brushing hella thoroughly, having rubber bands in my mouth, going to the dentist every 2 weeks, etc. And then year 3 came by, and I still had these goddamn braces on, and I was like on like stage 54 level, maxed out level of having braces. Like they had figure eighted my rubber bands through my teeth, and at this point I had braces on since 2019, like 4 months in 2019, all of 2020, 2021, and then now it was 2022, and I was a junior and I looked like this and still had braces on. And finally, after 3.5 years, bro, 3.5 years, which apparently is mad long because everyone else I knew that had braces got them off like after like, I don't know, 1 to 2 years. But anyway, I got them off in November my junior year, and after getting them off, it felt so weird, bro. Like to feel my teeth without the braces on them was insane after having them on for so many years. Like my brain got used to feeling something there, so when it was gone, I felt like something was missing, you feel me? And my mouth just felt weird, and it felt weird to eat and like feel food against my teeth without the braces being there. It took some getting used to, but my teeth looked great and I felt great, so it was chilling. Ladies, if I show you my teeth, will you leave me alone type shit.